Hola guitar players, I'm Andy and you're watching Guitar Guru channel. Recently I recorded a video that compares Fender Stratocaster made in Mexico versus made in America. If you missed that particular video, I'll put a link in the description. Today's video is special for me. I've been trying to record this particular comparison for a very long time, maybe 3 or 4 months. I couldn't collect my thoughts and wrap my mind about difference between very expensive Alhambra Linea Pro guitar that is custom shop coming from Spain versus Cordoba GK Studio. So these two guitars are kind of special for me, right? I use them a lot to record videos, to record music. And although price difference is huge, it was hard to pinpoint what separates these two. So don't get me wrong, I like both of these guitars. But what I was trying to justify for myself is the price difference. We will discuss quality and price, basically how it's built and whether or not you can tell the difference between handmade, custom shop guitar and factory regular series guitar. Then, of course, we're gonna do sound comparison, which I'm pretty sure you're all waiting for. And then we'll talk about a resale value for these guitars and use cases. So technically, you need to know which guitar is better for you depending on your skill level. And final point would be availability of these two guitars. How easy it is to find one or another immediately at your command. Also, stick around to the end of the video because I'll share with you best guitar hunting websites that are available in the United States. Let us start with Cordoba GK Studio classical acoustic guitar, so-called Iberia series. So the quality of this guitar, build and price, right? Quality is not exceptional, right? It's, I would say, like middleweight type of guitar. That's the term I like to use. You can see up close wooden parts, how they put all together. You probably know, even if you're a beginner guitarist, that if your guitar has less extra holes in the wood and less parts, it's better for acoustic sound. That is why I do not plug in this guitar, although it's available and electronic system Fishman is here. I'm not gonna use it because in one of the videos I saw a comparison of inexpensive Squire Fender with very expensive, almost like $30,000 Fender, relic, American made, and they both sound good because they plug into a very expensive PA system, right, with the good guitar effects. So even not a high quality guitar would sound fine with this equipment. So I'm using acoustic version, all right? So you can truly hear the difference and see the difference between these two guitars. So as I mentioned, the less parts are used and glued together, the better sound would be. Technically and typically, the face deck of your guitar is made of 2 pieces of wood. And if you come up close here, you can see how one piece of wood is connected to another. There is a distinct line where one piece of wood is glued to another. You can see it well on Cordoba, right? And this guitar is like $650. At least that's what I paid for it some maybe 5 or 7 years ago. Now they're getting a little bit more expensive. If you instantly compare build quality of a handmade and custom shop guitar, you will not even see where it's glued. One part is glued to another. It's there. Technically, so but you have to have you need a microscope to really see. So the way they collect 2 pieces of woods that are so similar in pattern that you cannot even see where it was put together. So that's how much better build quality is on custom shop guitar. Also, you will not see any additional holes drilled into the wood, not here. In comparison to, let's say, Cordoba, you can see they make holes for strap holder, for electronic systems, sometimes for additional pickups, but you will not have anything like that on very expensive series Linea Pro Alhambra here. So they want acoustic sound to be absolutely perfect, so they do not interfere with any structural wooden parts of this guitar. Now, how do you know it's basically custom shop, handmade guitar, or it's a regular factory built? You look inside, and there is a label that will have a signature of a particular master who built this guitar. Hopefully you will see it on camera. It has a signature, it has a number of this guitar, and it has a year when it was built in this custom shop. You will not see anything like that in a regular factory guitar. The label is gonna be clear, just the name of the brand and name of the model. No signatures, no serial number, no year. Also, if it's an expensive custom shop acoustic guitar, you will have certificate of authenticity, and it's right here. And also the case is gonna be a very high-end, very good quality, typically with a gauge that shows you humidity of the air, and it kind of gauges it from two sides. You can Google how Alhambra includes this particular, almost like thermometers, but it's for humidity gauging. And of course, regular Cordoba will just come with typical gig bag, soft gig bag, because guitar is not that expensive and they think it does not require additional protection. Now, important part of this video, sound comparison. That's what you all want to hear, right? Tell me in the comments if that's the most important one, as I see it. Technically, as a professional, semi-professional guitarist, you debate with yourself whether or not you need to spend extra bucks to buy high-end, like truly professional series, or you can go just fine with something like Cordoba GK for about $600-700, right? And when you play something very plain, you will not hear much difference. Like, for example, if it's like Etude in C major, right? Very not complicated. And now I want you to hear it all with your headphones, because otherwise you might not be able to hear the frequencies and difference between Cordoba and Alhambra that is worth $3,000. But if you put your headphones on, you will definitely hear the difference the way I hear it here acoustically. All right, so here's the same C major, but on high-end, more expensive custom shop guitar. I hope you heard the sound comparison not on your cell phone, but with headphones. With headphones, you will hear this guitar has better projection. It's way louder. Alhambra Linea Pro, more expensive, is almost 2 times louder, and it gives you a better range of volumes that you can work with, right? So to express emotion, you can go from very, very soft to very, very loud sound, which is not available in Cordoba GK, right? So if you're recording in studio, I would definitely recommend custom shop, handmade Linea Pro. Resale value. Technically, in both guitars will keep price pretty well, even if it's used, even if it's 10 years or 20 years old. They would cost approximately the same money as you paid for them originally. Although Linea Pro will probably become more expensive. I've been looking on sweetwater.com or reverb.com and used Linea Pro was typically more expensive than the new one you can order from guitarfromspain.com, from the original manufacturer websites, for example. It's come from the fact that since you are, let's say, in the United States or in some other country than Spain, you will need to pay customs. And it's gonna be like more than 200 bucks. Plus, you will need to pay for shipping, right? So these websites, they know it's a hassle to order from Spain. That is why they give you a bigger price, but in exchange of like not hassling around and just get it within a couple of days. If you order it from Spain, most likely on handmade guitars, they will make you wait for about 3 months, right? Plus you pay $150 at least for shipping and more than $200 for customs. If you buy regular manufacturer, like factory guitar, like Cordoba GK, all you pay is very little shipping or maybe free shipping, and it's available within a couple of days, right? So in this case, like availability and resale value, it's kind of different. Like availability goes, the point goes to Cordoba. The resale value will probably be better on custom shop guitar, on more expensive. And again, use cases. If you play live shows where you need to plug in, I would probably not hassle around and take very expensive handmade guitar with me, especially knowing that you cannot really use cord to plug in and there is no electronic system. So I would use Cordoba for live shows, even high-end ones, because good PA will definitely help you get a good sound in that room. While if you record, I would rather go with expensive custom shop guitar, which is in our case Alhambra Linea Pro. And just one more detail. You can probably see that I brought strings very, very close to the fretboard. So the action here, that distance is very low, almost like on electric guitar. Pretty much same distance I have on Alhambra. But you will hear the difference in sound when I play something more versatile. You will probably notice that on this guitar, some fret wires buzzing, right? Because strings are very close, and especially if I hit, see, if I hit it harder, you can hear it buzzes, right? While if I do exact same piece on Alhambra, it doesn't matter how hard I plug strings, fret wires are not buzzing. You can see the distance is again super close, right? Hear the sound. In conclusion, build, quality, wood, everything is much better in Alhambra Linea Pro custom shop. It's way better guitar than regular Cordoba GK. But the price difference is huge. So it's just a matter of how much money you want to spend on it. If you like fine things and let's say you drive Bentley or Tesla, you probably would want to have Linea Pro custom shop, right? If you don't care about physical things, right? And you believe that guitarist is more important than actual guitar, which I agree with, right? You will be absolutely fine with Cordoba GK. It will still give you a very nice sound and string separation and sound projection. Volume, dynamics, and string separation. Volume, dynamics, and string separation, Alhambra Linea Pro. will check the way your guitar is giving you proper tune in different areas of the fretboard. I'm going to play open third string, which is G, then harmonics above 12th fret, which is G, and then I will literally and physically press string to the 12th fret to compare if it gives me consistently same note G without deviation. All right, let's do open. For open string, harmonics, and 12th fret on third string on Alhambra Linea Pro. Open string first. Cordoba details when you play fast. When you play Alhambra Linea Pro fast.